Great cash and carry offer. $400 off all in-stock free flow spas. Also, customers can take 10% off spa chemical and spa cover orders. Stop by today at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard to take home your free flow spa today. Bonsall Pool and Spa, also online at bonsallpool.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, we'll be breezy, and we'll see a high of around 82. Tonight, showers and storms appear likely. We'll see an overnight low of around 57. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies will return. We'll see an afternoon high of around 73. Meteorologist Kyle Plecker for 92.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico hanging out with you guys wherever you may be. Appreciate you spending an hour and change of your day with us here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Once again, Nick Sainert and Rico. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
How's the day, man?
So far, so good. How about yourself?
Good. Hanging in there. 65 degrees in here. It's a little bit warmer outside, but
a wee bit chilly.
It's I keep thinking, okay, the weather's cooling down, fall is on the horizon, and then we get a 90-degree weekend. I think the 90-degree weekends are in the past, though.
You think so?
I hope so.
Have you looked?
I'm ready for a little hoodie weather. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm always ready for a hoodie. I have a million hoodies, and I need to wear them, but I can't wear them because it's too warm.
Well, see, I even got, I should say, a new 93.7 The Ticket hoodie.
Oh, yeah,
which gear is available, apparel, if you want to rep the ticket, available at online at theticketfm.com.
Good thing Nebraska's not playing a home game on Friday. High of 59 and windy.
Yowzers.
So today's supposed to rain, so it's a 100% chance. So
all right, so it's going to rain.
We'll wait on that. This weekend, high of 60 and a high of 72. We're not getting into the 90s.
We're approaching there.
Till next Wednesday, we're getting to 80. That's as close to the 90s as we get.
It's going to be hot
in the 10-day forecast.
Okay.
Today's supposed to be, it's weird. It says 81, but 100% chance of rain.
Yeah, I'm sure it's about to come down at some point. But as always, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line, both open for you guys the entire show today. It's a big day, not only because Nebraska's offensive and defensive coordinator spoke, Tony White and Marcus Satterfield, but then you also have just Nebraska on a short week getting ready for Illinois, who fell last Saturday to Purdue. So we'll dive plenty into that in the first segment.
What is Purdue?
We're gonna dive deeper, I guess, into all that, because looking at it from a Big Ten landscape point of view, we're gonna do Big Ten rankings, because
tiers.
Big Ten power rankings, because there's a couple different ways that you can kind of lay things out. And I know that on a national conversation level, Maryland's been discussed a lot about why aren't the Terps ranked?
That's a great question.
But when you even look deeper at it, it should make you more frustrated that they're not.
Yeah. There's also, so we put together our rankings already.
Yep.
I don't know what Nick's is. He doesn't know what mine is.
I do not.
I already know that I have a team in my top 5 that you're not going to like.
If it's the Wisconsin Badgers, we're going to have an issue. Okay, good.
I already know, and everybody's going to make fun of me, and they're going to be like, explain yourself. And I can't really, but I'll try.
Well, I'm going to So that's going to be at 1:30, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll do that at 1:30 after we talk plenty about Nebraska football, Nebraska volleyball, because we didn't get to volleyball yesterday
Mhm.
after their 2 victories over the weekend. John Cook also spoke today, so there's a couple things that we can discuss there. But while we have a short segment prior to the top of the hour here, this is something that I don't know if a lot of people are realizing is going on today, that's beginning today. Do you know?
I forgot until you mentioned it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100%.
The MLB postseason starts today.
Wasn't even paying attention.
And Major League Baseball postseason starts today. I didn't get to go on, or I saved listeners the issues of hearing about the Cubs.
Our baseball corner.
Yeah, I just listen. At the end of the day, when you don't have a bullpen, it's tough to win games. Whether you can, I mean, as the Cubs showed in the last 2 weeks or so, you can score 6 runs, 7 runs, 8 runs a game and still lose when you don't have a bullpen and when you don't have a starting rotation that can get you through 6 innings consistently. So I think when you look at that, unfortunately, the way the Cubs were shaped up or set up, I guess, they have a guy in Kyle Hendricks who can barely throw 5 innings. You have a guy, a Cy Young candidate in Justin Steele, who can't pitch, every single day for 25 days straight. Yep, thank you. And so the Cubs have 4 of their best bullpen arms go injured, and they are out for the last 2 weeks of the season when the Cubs were in a playoff push. And so they faced some good teams down the stretch, and they ended up being eliminated. So here's this. Thank you, Rico.
You're welcome.
I didn't get to have that off my chest yesterday.
You're welcome.
Which
took me a little bit to find it,
we
but I
did
got
need to play that because
Oh, yeah,
we did have a
we did have a
transfer.
transfer, so
We
I
had a
gotta-
transfer.
That kind of works. Should
So-
I play it again?
No, we should not. It can be 2 birds with 1 stone
I
kind of
kind of
thing.
want to play it again.
It can be a 2 birds with 1 stone kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's just, it's unfortunate. The Cubs finished 83 and 79. 83 wins normally will get you in a playoff into the postseason, but not this year when the Arizona Diamondbacks decided to have Corbin Carroll on their team and Zach Gallen, and then you have Luis Arias, who still hits the ball really well for the Miami Marlins. So
Thunder Collins, you're wrong.
yeah.
He says, I haven't paid attention to baseball since the Yankees took a pounding in KC last week. I haven't paid attention to baseball since the 5th time that the Yankees fell under 500.
did you seriously?
I just stopped. I was like, I'm done with this. I was like,
Yeah.
they're not going to make the playoffs. They're obviously not going to win the AL East. That's far gone. I was just like, just please finish over 500.
Well, here's the deal.
And then as soon as they clinched that, I was like, all right, I'm good.
So, okay.
And
well,
then it was announced yesterday that Aaron Boone is probably going to come back. Which, whatever. I guess Aaron Judge really likes
Boone
him.
is coming back.
Yeah,
that's
Aaron
right.
Judge really likes him, and he's like, there are some other changes that can be made. I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean, sir?
Well, probably with the general manager, Cashman.
Ridiculous.
That'd probably help. But no,
Cashman and Boone both need to go.
And Ellison, Illinois, I mean, you're absolutely right. He said, did you watch the Cubs this year? David Ross single-handedly cost us about 10 wins. He is not a good manager. And I agree with you there, but I don't think they'll move on from David Ross. I just don't. It's just unfortunate. No, listen, the Cubs, 83-79. They do the postseason does start today. And what's great about postseason baseball is, especially during the wild card rounds, you have day baseball. And if you've listened to the show long enough or listened to the station long enough, you know how big of a fan of day baseball we all are.
Big fan of baseball while the sun is up.
Yeah. And so the Rangers will play the Rays. They'll kick things off today. 2:08 p.m. is first pitch for Rangers and Rays. So I think Glass now is going for the Tampa Bay Rays, while Jordan Montgomery is going, former Yankee himself, Jordan Montgomery going for the Texas Rangers.
Don't know why he's not there anymore.
And then
and
then at 3:38, it's the Toronto Blue Jays against the Minnesota Twins. The Minnesota Twins had the easiest path to the playoffs or the postseason I think I've ever seen when they had the AL Central and
locked up by the third week of the season.
It was over. In a
the
heartbeat.
Minnesota Twins
I mean,
have to be glad that the Yankees aren't in the playoffs
we should just figure out
because they can't beat the Yankees to save their lives.
I mean,
So,
here's the deal. So here's where
I bet they make it out of the first. I bet they make it out this time.
So here's where we're at. There were actually a lot of lopsided
Give me the Rangers
divisions this year.
like real lopsided, like first
Real
and second,
lopsided.
or like
no,
top two?
no, first,
like first and
2 second. Lopsided. The
hit me
Dodgers.
with some numbers.
The Dodgers quietly. Austin and I were talking about this. The Dodgers quietly won 100 games this year. They
Really?
finished the game 162.
Well then,
And they won the NL West by 16 games over the Arizona Diamondbacks,
Let's see, who else
who
is
are
in?
also, well, the Padres.
Oh
They-
yeah, they missed the playoffs.
The Padres missed the playoffs.
despite
and-
spending all of that money.
Yeah, the Padres, the teams with the three highest payrolls in all of baseball all missed the playoffs. Not in this order necessarily. Padres, Yankees, and Mets all missed the playoffs. The Mets also announced, and Buck Showalter is not going to be the manager there
They had like
for the
a
Mets next year.
nice little celebration in the final game.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let him go into the dugout. They're like, no, take your flowers.
Yeah. So once again, the Padres missed the playoffs, but the Diamondbacks were second in the NL West, and they lost it by 16 games. Elsewhere, the Brewers won the NL Central by 9 games. The Braves won the NL East by 14 games. In the American League, the Orioles, this was probably the closest division. The Orioles were actually the top team in the American League this year at 101 wins for the Baltimore Orioles. How about that?
That's because the AL East was great and bad at the same time.
Yeah, so the AL East has 3 teams in the playoffs, and they are not, for the first time in 30 years, not one of either the Yankees or the Red Sox in the postseason. So
Christ.
the Orioles finished with 101 wins, and they win the AL East by 2 games over the Tampa Bay Rays, who finished 99-63. They'll play today, obviously. And then the Blue Jays, the third team, lost the division by 12 games, but still got the wild card. So the 2 wild cards coming from the AL East.
Can you imagine if your Adley Rutschman led Orioles won the World Series?
Oh my goodness. Now, how about this, Rico? In the AL Central, who finished second?
Who even is in the
It
Guardians,
features
the Royals, the
White Sox and Tigers.
Okay, who finished second?
Who finished second? 9 games behind the Minnesota Twins.
The Guardians.
The Detroit Tigers.
No.
78-84 this year.
Oh, I thought they had a winning record.
78
Look at
and
that.
84. The Guardians finished 76 and 86.
Look at Javi Baez.
The Royals with a 56 and 106 record.
Mm.
And then lastly, in the AL West, the Astros and Rangers tied for first place.
Oh, that's garbage.
They tied for first place at 90 and 72 this year.
Who has more wins over the other? I think the Rangers have more wins over the Astros. That's just a complete guess. I couldn't tell you at all.
Well, how about this? The splits, right?
Yeah.
The Rangers at home are 50 and 31. On the road, they are 40 and 41. The Astros at home are 39 and 42, while on the road, the Houston Astros are 51 and 30.
Jeez.
51 and 30 record on the road, the Houston Astros. That's insane to think about.
Do you think they bang trash cans at away games?
No, I do not. I think they're probably done with that. There was also this funny after. So the Seattle Mariners were in really good position to make the postseason, and then they had a guy come back who had been injured for a few months. I think it was Jared Kelenic, and ended up coming back, and they went I think it was 2-8 in their final 10 games at once he got back, and they lost their spot in the playoffs.
Poor Mariners.
So it is what it is.
Should have left them on the IL.
Yeah. So once again, postseason baseball, some of the best time of the year, starts today, 2:08 p.m. between the Rangers and the Rays.
Guy
Like I
just walked
said,
by with the right idea. Just had a bucket of popcorn and a big old soda.
from the movie theater.
100%.
There you go. So once again, playoff baseball, 2:08 p.m. today, the first game, Rangers, Rays in the wild card. Remember, wild card games are 3-game sets now.
Yes.
They're not just winner take all like they used to be.
Whatever.
So they're winner take all. And so there are 4 games today, tomorrow, and then the if necessary games the following days, I would imagine. As so tonight, the entire schedule, 2:08 p.m. today, Rangers, Rays, 3:38 p.m. today, Blue Jays, Twins, 6:08, Diamondbacks, Brewers. By the way, the Diamondbacks, sneaky because they have a group of you could probably name, and this is not me taking a shot because I'd be the same way, probably name 3 or 4 players off the Diamondbacks.
I couldn't name any.
I mean, you have Corbin Carroll, Zach Gallen. I don't know if Ketel Marte is still there. I believe he still is. So there's 3. Can't name that many guys off the Diamondbacks. Maybe Christian Walker, former South Carolina Gamecock, is still there potentially.
He's there. He's definitely there.
Christian Walker,
right? Or is he?
We can find this
in
out
Milwaukee?
real quick. Christian Walker is still with the Arizona Diamondbacks out of
Straight
South
is.
Carolina, hitting. Oh boy, 258 this year with 33 home runs.
Good for him.
A good season for Christian Walker. And then the nightcap is Marlins and Phillies at 7:08 p.m. tonight.
Phillies made it, huh?
So, yeah.
Gross.
Phillies made it with Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber.
So throwing his helmet in the stands for no reason.
Yep. All right. That's our baseball corner. We only had about 10 minutes. And so I said, I told Rico, what better way to fill it than with postseason baseball? And then that's when he remembered that there was postseason baseball
That is
today.
exactly when I remember.
So
Baseball corner.
just a little over an hour away from day baseball in sunny Tampa Bay. So there you go. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll dive into Nebraska football as they still get ready for Illinois. Once again, later on in the show, we're going to do Big Ten power rankings. Feel free to send your guys' in as well if you want to keep tabs with us and see if where we match up and where we differentiate, I guess. So once again, the phone number to call, phone number to text 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line, as well as the Allo Channel 951 video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. All those places for you guys to get in touch with the show. Let's take a break. We'll be right back on a Tuesday on the Happy Hour on the Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
An entire week of celebrating Lincoln's craft brewers is just around the corner. October 2nd through the 8th is Lincoln Craft Beer Week. Head to lincoln.org/beer-week for a complete schedule of events at your favorite local establishments. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
93.7 The Ticket has moved downtown, and you're invited to join us for new beginnings. Join us for our grand opening on Thursday, October 5th at 6 p.m. to celebrate our new space with ribbon cuttings and more. Raising Cane's will be on site to provide entertainment and prizes as we bring downtown Lincoln the newest hangout spot for its favorite radio station. It's 93.7 The Ticket's grand opening at the new 11th and O location, sponsored by Raising Cane's. Tune in throughout the week for more information on times.
Something spooktacular is happening at Bonsall Pool and Spa. From now until October 14th, visit the Bonsall Spooktacular sale to take advantage of this great cash and carry offer. $400 off all in-stock free-flow spas. Also, customers can take 10% off spa chemical and spa cover orders. Stop by today at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard to take home your free flow spa today. Bonsall Pool and Spa, also online at bonsallpool.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. But it's not just me. Folks all over town are getting into shape with the FXB program. Guys like Ryan, who joined at the same time I did a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Mark, I'm in better shape than I have been in quite some time. The people at Farrell's are awesome. The instructors keep the workouts fun, and the owners are engaged and committed to the success of all of their members.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I don't believe you people.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people? Huh?
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You like this? We're officially back here on the Happy Hour, hour number 1 on a Tuesday. We have seen the rain. Can we feel the rain? No, we cannot. But once again, Nick Sainert and Rico hanging out with you guys as usual. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line, both open for you guys the entire way today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, as well as Allo Channel 951. Rico, once again, like I can't remember if this is the first time that we've seen the rain here at the new studio while we're on air, but I'll just reiterate this. It's awesome to be able to see the rain while we're on air.
If anybody asks,
to actually like know what's going on outside.
Can we see the rain? We could, and it was glorious.
Can you feel the rain?
No, I can't because I'm inside.
Okay.
But there are a lot of people that were running and could. Luckily, that guy
they were running.
That guy I mentioned that had the popcorn, it had like plastic over it, so he was good. His popcorn's good.
He was saving it for later.
Yeah,
man.
I think he got on the bus.
You guys would have probably been best friends.
Great idea. I should have gone out there and become best friends with him.
Yeah,
because he had the one with the handle where you go in and you can get it refilled for cheaper.
Gotcha.
I need to do that.
You know about that?
Yeah,
I was not aware.
Do I know about that?
When was the last time you went to a movie theater?
It's been too long. Well, to see a movie or to get popcorn?
You've went into a movie theater just to get popcorn.
Yeah, you just walk in there and say, hey, can I go get some popcorn? They say, yeah. You walk in, you get popcorn, you walk out.
See, and I feel like you're on the honor system there.
Yeah.
Okay. But
I've never snuck in to see a movie when I did that.
When was
the last time I saw a movie? What movie was it? It was early summer.
Okay.
I don't remember the movie though.
Last movie I saw in a theater was Doctor Strange, and it was garbage.
Yeah, I know, because you didn't know what was going on.
It was garbage.
Was it because you saw Multiverse of Madness?
I saw the newest Spider-Man.
Yep.
And they showed at the end of the movie the previews for Doctor Strange, and I was like, that movie looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went and pre-ordered the tickets.
So you actually saw the second Spider-Man.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. You saw the second one, then it showed the previews for Doctor Strange, because then it was Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was after. Actually, no. You could be right.
I saw the third because I saw the
you're
third
right.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
This
anyway,
makes me up.
So Longskirt says, Nick, you're he says garage for that take. I think he meant garbage.
You're a garage. Nick, you are a garage.
I'm a garage for that take.
How dare you?
But okay, now on to sports. Husker volleyball gets a come from behind win both on Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
Last weekend against Purdue on Friday in 5 sets, and then against Indiana in 4.
Mm-hmm.
On Saturday. What was going on with Nebraska volleyball? Because we have this expectation that, hey, they should sweep every single match and they should not have any issues. If a team that they're playing against is unranked, then they should sweep no problem. That wasn't necessarily the case against Indiana on Saturday. And Purdue signed a top 5 recruit, maybe even top 3 recruit in the country last year in the recruiting class. And she showed out on Friday as well.
Yes.
And so Purdue also somewhat of a tough place to play. All Nebraska teams struggle to play in West Lafayette.
Well, Nebraska hasn't really struggled to play against Purdue in volleyball. That was what was that? What was it? The first time that Purdue had taken 2 sets from Nebraska since like 2006 or so. Or no, that was when they beat Nebraska in the first set. That was the 3rd set that they had taken from Nebraska since like 2000, whatever, since they joined the Big Ten or something. It'd been a really long time since Purdue had even taken a set from Nebraska. So doesn't really happen to them all that much against Purdue, but like you just mentioned, I mean, Purdue had a great recruiting class that came in, showed out, and Nebraska just came out flat for whatever reason. You know, it's not their first road game. It's not even the most hostile environment that they've been to. Actually, no, it might have been the most hostile environment, because when they went to Stanford, there wasn't a lot of people at the Stanford match. That was the best team that they'd faced on the road so far. But this Purdue team is ranked in the top 25. I think they were 17th at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Nebraska just came out flat. They didn't have the right juice to start off the match. They did win the second set and the third set, ended up dropping the fourth and winning the fifth. But it's one of those things with a young team, which, you know, they make it a note to let people know that although they're young for collegiately, the experience that they all have playing volleyball, whether it go high school or national wise, goes way beyond their years in college. So they are young for the collegiate ranks. And I think that's just a learning experience for them, just going on the road to an actual hostile environment where the student section is right behind you and yelling and screaming as you're getting ready to serve. And it was a very raucous environment. Nebraska just had to get their feet wet and get their feet under them, and they did so and won 3 weekly honors this week, on top of winning those two matches against Purdue and Indiana. The Indiana match was also another, you know, just coming out flat. And at one point, I don't know what it was for. Maybe it was performance, or maybe something tweaked or something. Again, I'm not going to like say that anybody's hurt or anything, but Becca Alec came out after the second set and didn't get back into the match. Maggie Mendelson was subbing in with Andy Jackson as the 2 middles for the Indiana match. So again, it could have been, she had 6 attacks, 1 error, and no kills. She was hitting negative in that one. So maybe it was just she didn't have her right game, her A game, and that's why she got subbed out for Maggie Mendelson. But that was something that I noticed. Allie Batenhorst didn't play a lot. Lindsey Krause came back and made her mark, you know, showing everybody that she's the starter for Nebraska at that spot. So they were dealing with a couple of things, getting Krause back into the groove of things, and then some people just not on their game. But Bergen Riley, Merritt Beeson, Harper Murray, Lexi Rodriguez, Lainey Choboy righted the ship, got them right back into it. Although there was a time against, was it Purdue, that Lainey and Lexi just weren't on the same page, both diving for the same ball, just kind of getting in each other's way a lot of the time. They righted that against Indiana. And you saw, you know, it took them 4 sets to take down the Hoosiers, but just some communication issues in very loud gyms that they haven't had to deal with when they're at home.
So looking forward now, Nebraska will go to East Lansing on Friday. They'll play at 6 p.m. as first serve. And with Nebraska football's game at 7 p.m. on the Big Ten Network, then Nebraska's volleyball game or match will move to Big Ten Plus, unfortunately, on Friday. But then on Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, Nebraska travels to Michigan. So they'll play back-to-back days once again. And they'll go to Ann Arbor, where Michigan is struggling immensely this year.
Harper Murray's sister plays for Michigan.
That is right. And Michigan, that match will be on Big Ten Network. So you better watch that one. Then
they
actually
both wear number 27 to honor their father.
The following Friday, even Michigan State then travels to Lincoln. So you're going to face schools from Michigan the next 3 matches for Nebraska volleyball. We got a text on the text line from Waterboy. Says, speaking of Stanford, is that a normal crowd for them? So I was doing some research on this actually earlier this week because I was genuinely curious on like Nebraska's average attendance, and we always talk about fan support in football, right? And despite, I mean, AD and I even talked about it this morning, to where it's when Nebraska's falling and losing and just not been very successful over the last X amount of years, Nebraska's fans, whether it's in football, whether it's in women's basketball, men's basketball, or volleyball, they always show up, and the resources are always available to the coaches and players and future recruits. And so it's interesting that Waterboy brings up Stanford because Stanford's they play in, I believe, Maples Pavilion is the name of their arena, and it seats a little over 7,200 fans. Now, I just looked this up just to make sure that I got this number correct. The average attendance for volleyball, for Stanford volleyball, 2,694.
So that was an average crowd.
That was their normal crowd for Stanford. 2,694. They this year, once again, in the most recent AVCA poll for top 25 poll, Stanford ranks 3rd. Stanford ranks 3rd in the country. That's not even first in terms of attendance for the Pac-12. It's 2nd in the Pac-12 for home average attendance. So 2,600 people. Maybe 27 if you round up. 2,700 people on average attend a Stanford volleyball game
for that
when they're ranked 3rd.
For that historic program and for how good they are year in and year out. That is crazy.
Yeah, it's special. So once again, Nebraska volleyball, though, they are still undefeated here, 13-0. I think
there
wasn't an announcer during Jinx on that one, though. So
one of 3 teams. It's them in Wisconsin. At least in the top 25.
Yep, just them. Just those 2. Wisconsin and Nebraska. And Nebraska getting first place votes. They slowly but surely getting more first place votes each week when the new rankings and updated rankings are released. But once again, Nebraska won't play Wisconsin. Actually,
October 21st.
October 21st at home at 7 p.m. on a Saturday.
I already have it all. I already have it on
one
planned out. I'm
second.
trying to get the voice of Wisconsin volleyball. I don't know when they come in, when he'll be in, but he'll be in town, and going to try and get John Arias on the airwaves with us for that match.
So October 21st, that'll be, I want to make sure that I have this correctly. That is the homecoming game against Northwestern for Nebraska football. More than likely, that'd be at a 11 a.m. kickoff on like Big Ten Network or something.
You would think so.
Because since Nebraska has a bye on the 13th, they'll play on I should say on the 14th.
Yes.
Excuse me. They'll play on the 21st of October against Northwestern. And man, you hope that that whole day goes well for Nebraska athletics.
Should be a big winning day.
Yeah. So as number 1 Wisconsin comes to town, and Nebraska,
it's gonna be a fun match regardless.
It is. But you hope that you can piggyback off of a Nebraska football victory, and do that for Nebraska volleyball as well. Let's go ahead and take a break. Let's make the middle segment all about Husker football, all about Big Ten football, because I definitely wanted to get Nebraska volleyball discussion in there because. As you mentioned, 3 players went home with awards in the Big Ten Conference this week. Harper Murray continues to just impress people, despite maybe a tougher weekend serving, but it just continues to impress people.
Yeah.
And
She's
now,
fantastic.
like even Kennedy Orr has somewhat found a role now, and we're starting to see things pan out to where Allie Batenhorst, who was sitting and wasn't necessarily getting the starts at the beginning of the year, has been able to improve her game and start at times still over Krause. So we're starting to see roles become carved out for certain players that we were curious about at the beginning of the year. The Kennedy Orrs, now that Bergen Riley has come in and taken that setter job, she's come in as really a serving specialist for Nebraska at times.
Allie Batenhorst taking that role over for Krause when she was hurt, played really well.
But even got to start over the weekend.
Got to start. Ended up getting pulled at one point, and Krause played the rest of it, but still ended up getting the start. Kennedy Orr, like you said, serving specialist. Everybody there, Nebraska's just flexing their depth with each passing match and how many people they can go deep on their roster and still have very successful teams. But yeah, as you said, 3 awards: Harper Murray Freshman of the Year, Merritt Beeson Offensive Player, just Player of the Week. I said Freshman of the Week. My bad for Harper Murray, and then Bergen Riley back to back Setter of the Week. She got co-setter this time with, I believe it was Kylie Murr, who was the Ohio State setter. She transferred to Minnesota. I don't remember where she transferred, but they were the co-setters of the week.
How about this? So I'm looking at Nebraska volleyball tickets on just SeatGeek.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And so the prices between when Nebraska's on the road and when they're at home are drastic. Okay.
Crazy.
So just to kind of give folks an idea, the tickets for Nebraska at Michigan State at the Breslin Center in East Lansing, $16. All right. At Michigan in the Chrysler Center, $12. Then they come home and they'll play the same Michigan State team, $110. You're talking about a change from about, let's see, what would that be? $94. $94 more to go to the match at Nebraska instead of at Michigan State.
Yeah, that checks out.
The following game on next Saturday, the 14th, on a bye week, nonetheless, for Nebraska football, Penn State comes to town.
Ooh, that's gonna be good.
And that one's $106. Then they travel to Northwestern, play at Welsh Ryan, $16.
Careful now, Northwestern just beat Purdue. Yeah.
The $16 for Northwestern at Northwestern. And then on October 21st, any guess what the cheapest ticket is, Rico?
For which one?
For Nebraska, Wisconsin on October 21st?
I don't even want to try.
$252.
Yeah.
Prior to any fees.
Yep.
Prior to anything like that. So you're probably looking close to $400 when it's all said and done per ticket.
Yeah, checks out.
So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty great to see. If you want to go to Nebraska at Penn State on November 3rd, you can pay $11. That's even against a really good program in Penn State. Traditionally rich, but still just $11 when you're not in Lincoln. So, the demand's high, and people pay for it because they love good volleyball here in the state of Nebraska. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll dive into Nebraska football a little bit more, talk about what Marcus Satterfield and Tony White had to say earlier today. Phelan Sanford also spoke. He's now the starting defensive back for Nebraska after Deshaun Singleton's going to be out for a significant amount of time or extended period of time, according to Matt Rule. And then we'll also do Big Ten power rankings because I'm curious to see where Rico may put some specific teams like an Iowa, like a Wisconsin.
See what happens.
We'll see where Rico's mind is at as we give you the Big Ten power rankings in our minds next up on the Happy Hour on the Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. But there are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down. But don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf, inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Something spooktacular is happening at Bonsall Pool and Spa. From now until October 14th, visit the Bonsall Spooktacular sale to take advantage of this great cash and carry offer. $400 off all in-stock free-flow spas. Also, customers can take 10% off spa chemical and spa cover orders. Stop by today at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard to take home your free flow spa today. Bonsall Pool and Spa, also online at bonsallpool.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
This isn't the real Caesar's Palace, is it?
What do you mean?
Did Caesar live here?
No.
I didn't think so.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Rico hanging out with you guys per usual. 402-464-5685. I saw this interesting statistic, and this has nothing to do with the Big Ten like we talked about, but interesting statistic between Brian Kelly and Notre Dame football, where it's Brian Kelly went to LSU to win because it's easier to win at LSU.
Yes.
He is 4-4 in his last 8 games. Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame in his last, what would that be, 11 games, or excuse me, 13 games. He is 11-2.
Garbage.
Brian Kelly also went to LSU because it's easier to recruit to LSU. The 2024 composite rankings for the LSU Tigers up until this point, they have the 12th best recruiting class in the country.
Okay.
Marcus Freeman and the Notre Dame Irish have the 6th best recruiting class in the entire country.
Now, Nick,
yeah,
you cannot tell me that it's not easier to recruit to LSU than it is to Notre Dame.
It is easier.
That is true.
But you're figuring it out.
Now, if you switch the places, I think it'd be easier for Marcus Freeman to recruit in LSU.
And that's a really, I mean, that'd be a cool experiment or conversation to have in certain situations, like the Lincoln Riley, Brent Venables situation at USC, Oklahoma. I mean, I guess you could even throw you can't, but you also can't have like that good of a program similar to like an Alabama, because nobody's going to do it better than Nick Saban.
No.
And because I wanted to have like the conversation of like Lane Kiffin.
There are certain coaches that just and maybe it's just because they've been there long enough or just, but there are coaches where when you see them in their team's gear, you just think about where that team is situated. There are certain coaches, you look at them and you just go, yeah, you fit that region of the country. You fit that team. Like Lincoln Riley at USC fits perfectly. Brett Venables at USC would not have fit.
No. And there was never a conversation about that, obviously. But so for example, what makes Notre Dame's situation even more interesting is, so their highest rated commit is a 6'3", 195-pound quarterback. CJ Carr is his name, from
any relation?
Not sure. Saline, Michigan. And
Definitely
he's the 36th best player in the country, the number 4 quarterback in the country, committed to Notre Dame when they had Tommy Rees as their offensive coordinator. Tommy Rees is now at Alabama. CJ Carr does hold an Alabama offer, but we haven't seen Notre Dame's offense or Notre Dame's recruiting take a step back when they moved on from Tommy, or when Tommy Rees left. And it's interesting because you think back to when Brian Kelly left, and Brian Kelly wanted Tommy Rees at LSU with him. It's funny because Tommy Rees was like, I'm staying at Notre Dame. I like Marcus Freeman, and this is my alma mater. I'm staying here. But then when Nick Saban came calling, it was, all right, it's Nick Saban. I might as well. It's Alabama.
You can't turn down
and now Alabama's offense was struggling throughout the first couple of weeks. They bench Jalen Milroe. They bring in Tyler Buchner, and then they bench him for the 3rd-string quarterback, and then Jalen Milroe gets it back. They lose to Texas. They might lose this weekend, Alabama, because they have a game where it's like the first time, if they end up losing this week, it'd be the first time under Nick Saban that they had 2 losses
this early in the season. They ain't gonna lose this week. Who do they play?
Hold on, we got to find.
Yeah,
this.
you got to find. There's no. Alabama won't lose. That's just.
You better be careful.
Impossible.
They play. You want to know who they play?
Who do they play? They ain't gonna lose.
At
Texas
A&M.
They ain't gonna lose. They don't have Money Manziel.
That's the 2:30 game on CBS. Both teams 4-1. Guess the spread. Alabama is favored. I'll tell you that. Alabama is favored
4.5.
2.5.
Oh,
that might be on the pick'em this week. That might be on the weekend picks.
I'll take Alabama.
See, and right off the bat, you're saying, yeah, I'm taking Alabama.
I'll take Alabama,
but I'm not sure.
I've seen Texas A&M. No, I know.
Well, I know
they're very good this year.
They did lose their quarterback. They did lose their quarterback as well. I'm not sure. This guy.
Welcome to downtown Lincoln.
This guy has stopped his chair right in front of our window.
I think he's looking.
He is looking at us now.
Don't look.
He's scared. No, he's starting to roll. All right, go away. So once again, 402-464-5685. That was really funny, Rico, because that happened to the wrong people.
100%.
That was really tough.
Nobody else would have done anything.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought we stayed focused pretty well. I thought we did. We mentioned it, but we moved on.
I know.
All right, keep moving on. Anyway, so see, we got a texter that says hammering the money line on A&M. I'm already planning on it.
Nah, Bama.
Thunder Not Collins, give me A&M money line.
Nah, Bama.
Anyway, so that'll be on the
Gorilla
pick on
Bear
this
tells me
week.
to super lock it. Depends on the other picks. If I can get 2 super locks, I will.
Nope. We
Okay.
are not
Then
altering
no.
the rules for you. We are not altering the rules
Why?
for you.
I
By
have
the-
to make the game.
Rico, you're lucky that you didn't get another loss for the USC
game. I know.
USC game.
Whew, that would have been crazy.
You're lucky I didn't give you another loss.
I appreciate
because I
that.
think initially we agreed on it,
I don't know if we did.
but we should go back and check the tapes.
Nah, I think it's okay.
Once again, 402-464-5685. Let's get you ready for power rankings.
I am ready. We don't have music for power rankings.
I know.
I think there is music. Let me check. You go.
You've known that this is coming down the road here in the
I know, I
130
haven't-
segment,
I
and you
haven't
didn't get
paid
it
it.
prepared.
No, of course I did.
Because we had to dive into MLB postseason that starts in a little over 30 minutes, and then actually 29 minutes between Tampa Bay and the Texas Rangers. Then we talked Husker volleyball as they had 2 victories over the weekend, and now here we are talking a little college football action as Notre Dame and LSU and Texas A&M Alabama, Tommy Reese action. But it is time for Big
All right.
Ten power rankings.
I'm gonna do this song.
Are you ready for this?
It's gonna be a throwback. And 3, 2, 1.
Wow. That is a throwback. Different meaning, though, this time around.
Different meaning.
This is the nostalgia part for it. All right, Big Ten power rankings. We're going to go through relatively quickly. Just give a couple points on why we put them where we did.
Let's get it.
I think it's about to get somewhat messy.
It's gonna be weird.
Somewhat messy, especially in the middle of the rankings.
Yeah, I don't like it towards the end.
I also don't know how much people are going to agree or disagree with my top 4.
I feel like I'm already gonna disagree because you're a dummy.
So, number 1, I have Penn State.
As do I.
Nice. Because that was, I think, controversial right off the bat because they're not the highest ranked, obviously the Big Ten team. But once again, this is power rankings. So a couple notes on Penn State. Katron Allen and Nick Singleton in the backfield. They also have Trey Potts, who's a transfer from Minnesota. Minnesota probably hoping that they are wishing that they still had Trey Potts because they are struggling to run the ball this year. Minnesota is. Penn State hasn't played that difficult of a schedule this year, but they also have won their games by an average of 33 points this season in 2023.
They are 3-0 against Power 5 opponents, and they're outscoring those Power 5 opponents 140-41.
Jeez.
West Virginia,
was-
Illinois, Iowa, Northwestern.
I wish I would have taken a picture.
Before
So up in the press box on Saturday during Nebraska's game, when I went to go get, I think it was like food or whatever, they had the TVs on and the Penn State game was on. And some graphic flashed to where it was like they've won their last, it was either 12 or I think their last 12 games by more than 10 points. Like their last 12 wins. They haven't won 12 games in a row, but their last 12 wins have all been by double-digit points. They haven't needed to win close games. And so that was kind of a crazy one. Number 2, I have the Ohio State Buckeyes with a 4-0 record.
I have the Michigan Wolverines.
Interesting. I have Ohio State started out slow, had an interesting first half of their first game against the Indiana Hoosiers, figured things out, wide receiver core with Emeka Ibuka, Marvin Harrison, Cade Stover for that matter. And then they also had that big win over Notre Dame, which that's why I'm giving them the edge there over Michigan.
Michigan's 5-0. They have had a weak schedule, but they've taken care of business. No team scored double digits on them. And they actually, surprisingly, we were comparing their wide receivers to Ohio State. So They don't have the skill, but they do have some explosive wide receivers, including Wilson, who has 8 touchdown catches already this year.
Well, and that's the thing. Like Roman Wilson's a really good wide receiver. We saw the helmet against the Isaac Giffords helmet on Saturday. Now, this is where it's going to get controversial because
you're right.
Rico, I have Maryland number 3.
I also have Maryland number 3 over Ohio State.
Wow. So we flipped 2 and 4.
Yep.
Because Ohio State, I'm guessing, is 4 for you.
Yep.
Michigan's number 4 for me. Maryland, listen to a couple of these statistics. Mike Locksley in his 6th year with the Terps, he's also 2-0 in his career. They need one more win to get to Locksley's 3rd bowl game in his 6 years with the Terps. How about this? The Terps, quarterback Talia Tungavailoa, passed for over 1,400 yards already this year. They're averaging over 5 yards per carry on the ground here in 2023. They have the 38th best total defense in the country. And they are third. They have forced the third most turnovers in the country. They have forced 12 turnovers here in 2023.
Yeah, I didn't have all the stats. I just put they are the best offense in the Big Ten, and they've only allowed 20 to Charlotte, 14 to Virginia, and 17 to Indiana.
Yeah,
while scoring over 35 every game.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, yeah,
it's ridiculous.
They're playing well. Maryland is, and we'll find out obviously towards once they play more Big Ten East opponents, you know, how for real the Terps are. Number 4, that's when I have Michigan, just because of their cupcake schedule, right? The 45-7 win over Nebraska. It showed a lot about, I think, Michigan, because they came out with a point to prove. And I think also an angle to this that maybe not a lot of people are talking about is that the team, they somewhat, after starting their first 4 games at home, I think there's an element to where it's, hey, we kind of want to go on the road. We want to get out of our own stadium. We want to have this challenge of a tougher environment. Well, it was for about the first 7 minutes of the game. And then it was the cakewalk for Nebraska.
You build that camaraderie on the road and the hotels and hanging out with each other outside of, you know, the friendly confines of Ann Arbor and outside of your homes. I don't know if they stay in hotels before their game or what they do, but just getting on the road and getting to know your teammates a little bit more.
So I think, yes, that's why I have Michigan number 4. You have Ohio State, though.
Ohio State number 4. I just, you know, Kyle McCord has looked okay. He's looked pretty solid. But can he continue to lead this team? He looked good in the clutch against Notre Dame, but can he do that game in and game out for Ohio State? They have a much better defense than they did last year already. So
we'll go a little quicker through some of these middle teams.
You're not going to like my number 5.
Number 5, I have Iowa.
Rutgers.
Hello. Okay, so I have Iowa. Now, you want a sickos stat here, Rico?
Hit me.
With the Iowa Hawkeyes, I mean, shocker, right? We know the situation with their offense. Cade McNamara, by the way, we mentioned yesterday, and we broke the news on this show that he was out for probably the remainder of the year. He, according to sources, returning to the Hawkeyes next season for another year at quarterback, Cade McNamara.
Well, if you listen to him talking to a Michigan State player, there's some audio coming out where he says, I messed up my knee.
Yeah. So he'll probably return to the Hawkeyes. Now, some of these statistics for Iowa, they're laughable, and it fits perfectly with the Iowa Hawkeyes because they're disgusting because they win games somehow. Horrible offense. They're second to last in the country in total offense. They have a bottom 30 rushing attack in the country as well. Rico, if I had to tell you, Iowa ranks in the top 10 in one category throughout offense, defense, and special teams. What do you think that one category is? They rank 6th in this category.
Forced turnovers. Turnovers forced.
No, they rank 6th in net punting.
Of course they do.
That's the only category that Iowa ranks in the top 10 in net punting. They average 48 yards per punt. And guess how many times they punt the ball per game? 6.2.
I was going to say 7.
They punt the ball at least on average 6 times a game. And here they are with a 4-1 record.
Look at them.
And they beat Michigan State.
Beating the odds.
Go ahead,
Just
Rutgers.
as Iowa does.
Rutgers, a 4-1 ball club.
Rutgers 4-1. Exactly. A quiet 4-1. Everybody just knows that they got blown out by Penn State or
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan. But it was 7-14 at
That's
halftime. Right. Rutgers has scored more points than every Big Ten West team. And has allowed less points than every Big Ten West team. I cannot put a Big Ten West team over Rutgers right now. I can't do it.
Here's what's crazy. Through the first 5 schools, yours are all Big Ten East.
Yep.
And mine, my top 4 are Big Ten East.
The Big Ten West sucks.
When we get down lower, I mean, we're about to find out the Big Ten West.
How bad they really are.
Number 6, I have Wisconsin.
I have Wisconsin at 6 as well.
Okay. 3-1 overall. They had the one loss to, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it. I can't.
It was Washington State.
Thank you. One loss to Washington State. Washington State seems like a pretty decent ball club.
Yeah, it's a pretty good squad.
They lost Ches Malusi for the year. Braylon Allen's still in the
backfield. That's going to hurt a little bit more. This offense actually likes to run more than we thought they were going to.
Yeah.
So that's a surprise.
Okay, number 7, I have the Rutgers Scarlet Knights for all the reasons you mentioned.
I have Iowa.
Okay.
I had to drop them down because No More McCarthy might put them in a tailspin.
No more McNamara.
Or McNamara might put them in a tailspin. But also, he wasn't very good this year.
Yeah.
So we'll see exactly what Iowa has to do.
All right, number 8. This is where it gets real ugly and features a lot of Big Ten West teams.
Oh, let's see.
Minnesota.
Purdue.
Okay, I can see that. I have Minnesota 3-2. They did lose to Northwestern, which certainly hurts them. However, the loss to North Carolina on the road is not one that you can really be disappointed about. North Carolina, a top 25 ball club.
Purdue, I don't know what they are. I don't know who they are.
Yep.
They're a very strange team. They get blown up by Wisconsin, and then they blow out Illinois. Illinois might not be that good this year, but still, Purdue, 2 wins in their coach's first year there.
A lot of these ones between like 9 and 13 don't necessarily need a whole lot of explanation.
No, not really.
Number 9, I have Purdue.
Northwestern.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Just a 2-3. You have a 2-3.
2-3.
Well, they're all
Northwestern
2-3.
They're better than everybody thought they were going to be already. They beat Minnesota in overtime. I can't put Minnesota over them because they beat Minnesota.
Okay.
Which then leads to Minnesota's going to be over Nebraska because Minnesota beat Nebraska.
Interesting. Okay.
So, but yeah, Northwestern sitting at 9. They might not. They're definitely not going to finish at 9, probably.
No.
But right now, they're the 9th best team in the Big Ten, filled with terrible teams.
I have Purdue because of what we saw them do on Saturday.
To Illinois.
Illinois. And I can't put them above my number 10 team, which is Nebraska.
My number 10 team is Minnesota.
Okay, because you can't put them below Nebraska.
I cannot put them below Nebraska.
I put Nebraska simply because I think that they are better than the 4 teams that I'm going to list below me. Doesn't mean that I think Nebraska beats them, though.
That's kind of what I was.
That's how I feel.
That's one of my Northwestern things is this isn't an automatic W anymore.
So number 11 is Illinois for me.
I have Nebraska at 11.
And this goes into the thought I'm saying is I don't know or feel confident that Nebraska is going to beat Illinois on Friday. And yet how bad Illinois has looked, that's why I got to put them below Nebraska, even though Nebraska's not looked great. Nebraska's defense has looked better than than Illinois' defense.
Yeah, as soon as Nebraska realizes that their defense is going to carry them and actually uses that to their advantage and has a somewhat average offense, I can't put them over the likes of a Minnesota or Northwestern or Purdue.
All right, couple more teams before we get to the crossover. Number 12, I have Northwestern.
Illinois looks a lot worse than I thought they were going to.
Yep. All right, that's quick. Now, I got a couple things written up on this. I think we're probably going to have the same.
Bottom two?
More
than likely.
13 is Michigan State.
Indiana.
Timeout. So that's interesting because Michigan State, I have Indiana 14.
Yep.
Let's start first with Indiana.
Okay.
Because they're 2-3.
Yes.
They just fired their offensive coordinator, Walt Bell, after scoring 17 points against Maryland over the weekend. They are bottom 30 in total offense and scoring offense.
Yes.
And so they fire Walt Bell, their offense coordinator. I think Tom Allen's on his way out as well.
Definitely.
So I think Indiana is really bad. Really bad. Go ahead with your reasoning for Indiana at 13.
Really, the only reason is they only lost by a touchdown to an undefeated Louisville team. They were able to hang with them, so that shows. It doesn't really show anything, but it makes me believe that they have a little bit more in the tank than they're showing.
Okay. Unnamed Texter chimes in, says, as bad as they are, you're ranking a bunch of teams ahead of Michigan State, and Michigan State completely dominated Iowa. If they clean up their mistakes, they win that game, and it wasn't close. Now, with that, unnamed Texter, you're right. I have Michigan State at 13th because I said they had to fire Mel Tucker early in the year. But get this, on Saturday, it feels a lot like the Nebraska-Michigan State game in 2021, where Nebraska held Kenneth Walker to a very limited amount of yards. And then they, in fact, also didn't allow a first down in the second half. Nebraska didn't. But somehow, some way, Michigan State beats Nebraska in overtime in that game.
Yep.
Well, Michigan State on Saturday against the Hawkeyes in Kinnick, they outgained Iowa by over 100 yards on Saturday. They held the Iowa Hawkeyes to just 2 of 13 on third down attempts. And they still lost the game 26-16. Why? Because of a special teams play similar to the reason Nebraska lost in 2021 to Michigan State.
That is how Iowa wins games.
That's
not an indictment on Michigan State. But the thing is, it doesn't really matter because, they get forced into those mistakes by Iowa. Like all of these things happen to Michigan State because that's how Iowa wins their games. They're
Yeah.
not going to score a bunch of points on you because their offense is bad. Their defense and their special teams are going to take advantage, and that's why they're going to win the games. Michigan State couldn't overcome it. They lost. They don't look like a good team.
It's sick. I mean, that's once again, I want to read these Iowa statistics one more time before we go to break. Iowa, second to last in the country in total offense, not a surprise. Bottom 30 rushing attack in the country, somewhat of a surprise because we're used to them having a pretty good offensive line or pretty experienced offensive line and a pretty good running back room. The only category that the Hawkeyes are in the top 10 for either in offense, defense, or special teams, the only category that they're top 10 in is net punting in the country, where they rank 6th with 48 yards per punt as they punt it 6.2 times per game. Now, Rico, here's the funnier part. I had to look up net punting, the statistics on cfbstats.com. Now, some of these are really funny to watch because it's funny to look at because like Vanderbilt, they'll punt it 3 or 4 times a game on average, but they average over 50 yards per punt.
That's pretty nice.
And so here we go. Punt. Let's see it right here. Perfect. Oh, wrong one. Let's see.
That's pretty impressive.
Punting. That's what I'm looking for. So Vanderbilt, number 1 in punting. They average
a stat that you'd be happy about.
They average 51 yards per punt, and they average 4 punts per game. Iowa, like I said, comes in 6th. They average 48 yards per punt, 6.2 times per game. I mean, that's a pretty hefty sample size. Iowa is punting the ball 6.2 times per game. On average, they're giving up 300 yards in punting. In net punting, they're having 300 yards. Just for grins and giggles, Nebraska on this list.
Why the heck not?
Nebraska on this list, 55th in net punting. They are averaging 43.2 yards per punt.
That's not bad.
Also punting it 4.2 times per game.
43 yards isn't bad. It's not 50.
How about this? The team that ranks last in net punting,
hit me.
They're punting it 6 times a game.
Oh, I thought it'd be a
not
team
good.
that doesn't punt a lot.
Yeah, it does not punt a lot. Nope. They are punting 6 times a game, which makes it even worse.
Okay.
The Kent State Golden Flashes.
Oh, no.
They're punting on average. They average 33 yards per punt.
Oh.
33 yards per punt. You want to talk about not
so
being...
if you
not
get it at
being
the
able-
25, can't move, and you punt it, that's getting to the...
on the plus side of the field.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, you're probably, maybe the 45.
That's average.
One first down. Yeah, one first down.
And you're
on the plus side of the field.
Yeesh.
And that's what Unnamed Texter says. The East is so much better than the West. Unfortunately, yeah, that's where we're at. And looking ahead to when USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington all join,
then the West will be better.
Because it will not be existent. That's what we're saying. But all right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for On the Block with Strick and Austin coming up next.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
October is full of sports, with football and volleyball reaching mid-season and basketball and winter sports starting up. All the excitement of the games brings major stress, and stress causes tight muscles and pain. It's time to call The Body Shop, your place in Lincoln for all types of massages. Deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Eliminate the pain from sports watching stress today with a massage at The Body Shop at 48th and A and online at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our big fall sales underway, and the new truck incentives are off the charts. Over $5,000 in discounts on select new Sierras and Silverados and 0.9% interest rates. Yes, you heard right. $5,000 off, 0.9% interest rates on select new trucks here at Koppel. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street and check out that great small-town vibe with big city deals. We look forward to seeing you, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
An entire week of celebrating Lincoln's Craft Brewers is just around the corner. October 2nd through the 8th is Lincoln Craft Beer Week. Head to lincoln.org/beer-week for a complete schedule of events at your favorite local establishments. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Kreekak, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I vomited last night.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I literally vomited. I threw up.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick, Rico, Strick, and Austin hanging out with you guys as usual for the crossover as we get you ready for On the Block with Strick and Austin. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Glad tidings. How are we doing?
Greetings, salutations, pleasantries.
Yes.
Hello. The above.
We're one day closer.
Bonjour.
We're one day closer
Buenos
to getting.
dias.
We're one day closer to getting Herbie Jr. or just Herbie, I guess. Herbert.
Yes.
Herbert Orman.
Correct.
Good. Yep. How's
Countdown's
that?
on.
How is it going?
Great.
Still happy?
As far as I can tell.
Are you excited?
Excited.
Are you nervous?
Yep.
Okay.
Plenty.
Are you ready?
Okay, so Jay asked me if I was ready yesterday, And I said no.
Good.
Like, I know that's the right answer. Like, yes, I'm ready for him to be here, but no, I'm not ready as in, no, I don't know everything.
Spoiler alert, you never will.
Dang it.
See,
I should just give up now.
That's what Rico says. But,
No, the
you know,
thing is, no two kids are the same.
is
It's
not.
going to be
Some are
I could tell you what happened with my kids and everything that I went through with them, and it was different from Ellie to KJ. Like, Ellie had her passy like right away. She was good. KJ didn't even take a passy until he was like 6 months old.
Why do we call it passy? And why can't we
It's
just say
baby
talk.
pacifier?
You call it all kinds of stuff.
Why can't we just call it a pacifier?
Your baba, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever.
That's
Whatever
fine.
you wanna
That's
call
fine
it.
with the kids, I guess. But I guess I don't know.
It's a
There's
passy.
so many.
We're all grown men, and we can say pacifier.
We're going to say passy's faster.
There's so many baby things that I had no idea A, existed, or B, that we apparently need.
You are not going to need like 80% of those.
Okay, that's kind of my thought.
Yeah. Like what? Like, go ahead.
I don't know, like a pacifier carrier. Like either it's in their mouth or it's in the bag.
That's a good point.
Nah,
Right?
you
You
don't-
can, you can
Nah.
also just use like a Ziploc baggie.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't need that. Just get the little string that attaches to their clothes.
Okay, we have those too, and like that makes sense to
Yeah,
me.
no, that's it.
Yeah.
There's just so many like little things like that I'm sure are nice, and I'm glad we didn't buy for ourselves. But it's
Mhm.
something that I would never choose to buy.
Like, do you really need a crib?
Like,
Like, just grow up, kid. You can do it. We believe in you.
Like
Come on, you got it. You can do
okay,
it.
now I got like chastised for this. Like a bottle warmer, you don't need it.
Yeah, Enrique Alvarez cold milk over there.
You don't need it. They can drink cold milk.
I don't
I
know
would
about
say-
that one.
I would say the
I think
little
that's pretty
tedious
important.
things. The little tedious things are relative to however you feel about it and whatever your comfort zone is. But it's the sicknesses, the colic, and the indigestion.
Luckily we didn't have to deal with
and then the
colic.
diarrhea. Just I mean that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
They
Some
have
kids
diapers
do,
with like
some don't.
They have diapers with blowout barriers. I don't think those work. I don't believe it.
Sham.
If a blowout's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. So just be if you have problems with poop, you better get past them.
See,
I do not.
And that's what I'm terrified about when that time comes.
Oh yeah.
I don't do well with that. I don't do
And
I don't do well with smells.
You just gotta get past it.
Well,
It's going to smell.
Just
gonna
get
get
compound the problem, make it worse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's gonna get
honestly,
you.
like
The thing is, that's the only way you
Yeah,
can tell
baby's
if you're-
mess. You got Nick's mess.
Yeah, that's the only way you can tell if the baby's, if the baby needs to be changed. All of a sudden, you start smelling
no,
something. You're like,
I know
"Oop, here we go."
that. I know that. That part doesn't. It's when it all gets opened up.
It oozes
and
out.
well, the
That's gonna
issue
be-
is
Let's please
when
stop.
you're
We need to stop right now, please.
Ooh.
I'm
This is-
hyperventilating
This is
over here.
Austin's baby corner.
I'm not even expecting a son or a daughter, and I'm freaking out over here.
This is why you can never watch my children. This is why.
I just say if you want practice with my kid.
I might have to. I might have to just get Herbert here for a while. So.
Yeah.
I think you should. I don't know if you want to start with a newborn.
Isn't that the best time to get over it though? Learn some of that stuff
Yeah.
I would
when
not
they're
give,
stinkiest.
don't give your newborn to somebody.
Well,
Yeah,
here's the thing. My wife's at home for
I'll just-
3 months. She got 12 weeks
Okay.
of maternity, so he won't be completely newborn.
At least wait until he can support his own head, because Nick ain't.
Oh
gonna
no,
be
I
able
can.
to
I'm
do
totally good with that. I love holding babies. Like I love all that stuff.
Kissing babies.
Yeah, shaking hands.
Don't kiss
Yeah.
the baby.
Don't kiss it.
Don't kiss the baby.
No kisses for Herbert.
No kissing the baby.
No
Not
kisses
for a
Herbert.
while. No kisses.
Here's the deal, Rico. Is as much as you hate to admit it, your kids love me.
Ellie does. KJ's still on the fence.
Okay, that's fine. Well, anyway,
You're Nicky.
what's coming up on the show, guys?
Believe it or not, the Major League Baseball playoffs start today.
I didn't know.
I walked in. I told Rico. I said, "Hey, we got to talk MLB postseason for this first 10 minutes." And he goes, "I said it starts today," and he didn't say anything, and that tells me he had no clue. And then he admitted,
and I go,
and then he admitted on the air. He's like, "Yeah, I didn't know it started today."
Yeah, we got
Starts
the
in
AL games this afternoon.
1 minute,
Yeah,
2:08 p.m. Everybody loves a little day ball.
with the Rangers and the Rays.
I just love how it's like 208, 207, something like that.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Yes, so we'll do that. We'll talk with Jake Eisenberg, voice of the Royals, to put a bow on their season at 2:30.
Yeah, they beat the Yankees.
Yeah, you've heard his voice plenty of times on the station.
You have one more time for the
Yep,
season. Call
exactly.
it good. Husker basketball TV schedule released
Yes.
and dates, so we'll go over that a little bit. Husker football is going to be a big part of hour 2. We'll do an NFL weekend recap like we always do, but did we overestimate the talent level?
Yeah.
Or did the coaches overestimate the talent level? Do they need better players or more players? Is it on the coaches? How do you draw that line? What percentage goes where? That's going to be a big part of our discussion in hour number 2 today.
Nice. Well, that'll do it for us here on the happy hour. Appreciate Rico. Appreciate you guys for all the engagement. You guys were pretty good today, so you guys were awesome. We thank you for always.
Were they pretty good or were they awesome?
They were awesome, keeping us company. I realized that I was just trying to work through it, but somebody had to call me out on it. So 402-464-5685. Make sure you keep it rolling through hour 2 through 6 later today, and then on to the ticket weeknights. So once again, good show today. MLB postseason starts right now. A lot of Husker volleyball talk, a lot of Husker football talk, Big Ten power rankings, and a little Herbert Orman talk as well, as Austin's getting ready to become a dad. The countdown is on firmly this weekend. We'll see if it comes on Friday.
5 days.
5 days.
Due date Sunday.
There you go. Just like that. All right, that'll do it for Rico and I. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Adios.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our big fall sales underway, and the new truck incentives are off the charts. Over $5,000 in discounts on select new Sierras and Silverados, and 0.9% interest rates. Yes, you heard right. $5,000 off, 0.9% interest rates on select new trucks here at Koppel. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street and check out that great small-town vibe with big city deals. We look forward to seeing you, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe